my brothers and sisters. How y'all traveling tonight? I know it's like you hear the song, talking square biz, y'all. Let's talk square biz. I know it's kind of late. It's 11:40 in the evening here on the East Coast. I'm in Buffalo, New York, for the most part, Prince Hall Grand Lodge in New York. Electric City number 49. We electrify the sky. Okay, we electrify the sky. Now, I'm gonna play my music real fast. You know what I'm saying? Always you see, talking square biz. Now, I just want to come on for a few minutes and discuss my feelings, about what's been happening on social media these past few days with these so-called internet Mason scholars and everything. Like I think it was a sister, I'm not sure, but it was a brother or a brother, and they made it clear to tell brothers that stop making these fake pages because they had a page, Eastern Stars and everything, and it says you've been lied to and everything. And see, like the statement said, stop making fake pages because most of the conversation were from men and it's on the Eastern Star page. Now, what I mean by this is because, see, none of the brothers has stated their chapter affiliation. But now the big conversation was about the regularity and legitimacy of Prince Hall organization and the Prince Hall organization. You know what I'm saying? Prince Hall organization versus Prince Hall affiliation. I don't know what that means. You know what I'm saying? That's the most dumbest thing I'm hearing right now. See, me personally, see, I'm not here to bash any brother or any brother's Grand Lodge. I'm from the most fortunate Prince Hall Grand Lodge of New York State. I'm a proud Prince Hall Mason. Now, my thing is this bottom line. I'm against of saying that we don't recognize y'all, we don't recognize them, we don't recognize this person or that person or so on. If we all went the same route to get here, to get to able to wear this, okay? We all went through that right. We all earned that right to wear this, okay? Now, as it was said, where did Messi come from? I stated it came from the land of Akabebulon and the nation Kemet, from the ancient Egyptian mystery system. And it was taken or say stolen and it was Europeanized. And I did state in Facebook and in social media outlets saying that we now have to apply for a piece of paper granting us the authority to say that we're bona fide Masons by a bunch of old men who wear wigs and do little things and all that all that stuff they do over there in the Grand Lodge in England. All right, so I'm totally against the fact that we gotta say because my Grand Lodge and all Prince Hall Grand Lodges we got the authority to practice this and we are recognized. Now my thing is just simply plain and simple, sisters and brothers. We need to come together, especially in this time right now in the current administration in the White House. We're being targeted. Stop beating around the bush. We got to stop beating around that bush and stop this because that's what's going on. And we don't come together and cut this. I'm Prince Hall. I'm Prince Hall Origin. I'm international. I'm modern free. I'm John G. Jones. So what? You're my brother. And we need to start acting like each other's brother and my brother's keeper. That's why I used to ask the brothers back in the day when we brought in new Masons when they got their first degree. Am I my brother's keeper? And I made them say, yes, I am. Now, I want to say something about my boy Big Mike Williams. May he rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? He is now in the he's at the terrestrial lodge serving his master as worshipful master. He transitioned during COVID, and it was a big loss to the brothers that really loved him because, like, he hung out with us Prince Hall brothers a lot, and he was a Mason's Mason. He was all natural ingredients, no additives, no preservatives, just straight Mason. You know what I'm saying? He was a Mason's Mason. And he once told me, he said, look, if the internationals and the Prince Hall Masons can come together, see, we're not in pieces. We together. Stop doing this. This is victory against us. This we together. Now, he said we all come together. The most worshiped Prince Hall Grants in New York State and the International Grand Lodge in New York State, I already word their chapter. We can be a intimate force when they have to come to us, reach out to us in order to find out what we need, what we want, and how we want the things to be done. How we can control like who's getting there in places in every county office government. You know what I'm saying? In city government. But see, we got to stop the crap. We got to stop this. Now, like I said, like one brother was in there talking about rules. I said and there was a problem because he came in with, because he said because I took a copy of, I took a picture of this book here, and I copied some information about the National Compact and its dissolution, and the brothers that from the Grand Lodge of most all the Grand Lodge, Prince Hall Grand Lodges broke away from this National Compact, and then was just a big argument between Prince Hall legitimacy and Prince Hall organization legitimacy. Prince Hall organization, Prince Hall Orange is saying that we're not legit, we bogus. Brothers from Prince Hall affiliation saying they're bogus. They're saying that they had the National Compact. In that book I just showed you, this book right here, it says in chapter 4 that the National Grand Lodge Compact was dissolved, but it wasn't really dissolved. It's facts in here to saying that a lot of the most worship Prince Hall Grand Lodges of New York State and all other states left the National Compact. What's left is Prince Hall Origins. Now, what I put out there is simple. If Prince Hall affiliation and the Prince Hall origins can trace their original origins back to that one lodge, African Lodge number 459. So, brothers and sisters, if you hear my voice, like and subscribe, help the channel grow. Hit the channel, hit the comment and let's talk. Because I'm going to come back live again. I want to highlight the brothers and sisters. But let's say this now. If Prince Hall organization, Prince Hall affiliation, and Prince Hall origins can trace their origins back to African Lodge 459, my brothers, my beautiful sisters, oh, my brothers, my beautiful brothers, man. When we going to take our heads off our behinds, saying like they do in the Navy, on the aircraft carrier, they say this, take your head out of the behind, okay? What came first, the chicken or the egg? Hit me up on Facebook, okay? No, hit me up here. Hit me up here, leave a comment, and let's discuss this, okay? Please, let's be rational here. I don't want to hear no insults or no discrimination, no disrespectful comments. Be respectful. We need to come together and try to find out what can we do to get recognition from each other and become legitimate as and then we ain't got to come one body. You can stay PHO, you can stay modern free international, but let's come together because it's still bad that when I read about it, when I came into my Grand Lodge in 2002, that was the year that the Grand Lodge of New York State recognized the most social Prince Hall Grand Lodge of New York. They held their grand session in May. We hold ours in June. So therefore, in June, when we got the notice that they recognized us, we took a vote. Unfortunately, I didn't make it to that assembly. So, but now the thing is remains the vote was cast. We recognize the most worshipful Grand Lodge of New York now. When I read about it, I read about the first Grand Lodge recognized the first most worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge, and the dominoes fell. Now all the Grand Lodges of these states now recognize Prince Hall, and Prince Hall in return recognize them. Now that bothers me because see, I was talking to a brother who's international because a brother left Prince. No, I forgot. I'm not gonna leave that alone. But see, I was talking to a brother that was international. He didn't want to show me no respect because he said, "We don't respect y'all. Don't respect me. I don't respect you." But see, like another brother from John G. Jones, talking to Tony Muhammad out of San Diego, the ancient, John G. Jones of California, and we was on the phone on a live YouTube chat. And he's from the John G. Jones of New York, and he was saying niggas this, nigga that, about y'all Prince Hall niggas this, I would never shake your hand because you a nigga Prince Hall. So when I finally had a chance to talk, I said, you more nigga than I am because see, I will shake your hand. Okay? It don't matter to me if you a Grand Lodge officer of Georgia Tech or you know what I'm saying. It don't matter to me if you international or modern free. We went to the same travels to be able to wear this. You see what I'm saying? Brothers and sisters, we gotta stop. Like Mike said, if we all came together, John G. Jones Grand Lodges, he was a Prince Hall's hero. Before whatever happened to him, that got him expelled. So you got the John G. Jones Grand Lodge. You got the Modern Free. You got International and Free. You got Prince Hall Origins. You got a few probably got a few more African American Grand Lodges, and we all can come together and we can come together as one and see we can come together as one body with the same purpose, the same thought pattern. We can help slow down our demise in mainstream America. We can slow down everything that haunts us when it comes to the police brutality from white police officers and state police and sheriff's deputies. We can shut down governments in our communities if we don't get our way. That's when we have real power. Then when people when things went down in the 50s and the 60s, you know what I'm saying? They used to go to the churches and hold their meetings. They used to hold their meetings in lodges, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. But we need to be back in it. We need to be that force again. We need to be that voice for our people. Okay? Let's stop this. I'm better. I'm the. We self-segregate when we do that except for each other because I'm Prince Hall. I'm not gonna never separate myself from a brother. Okay, I understand I can't come to your lodge meetings, but I can come to your functions. Okay, we can hang out, we can talk, we can fight corruption in our city halls. People, let's stop fighting amongst ourselves first. That's what we need to stop. Like now, one African brother on YouTube, could you hear what's going on in the Sudan and the Congo? But they're giving more publicity to Palestine. What about our African brothers and sisters in our Akababalan brothers and sisters? The true name of Africa in the Congo, in the Sudan. They're Muslim. So what? They're African. Africa had a religion that had no name. It resembles so much like Islam. They had a war. We lost. That's why we lost Spain and got expelled. Don't quote me on that. That's some of the stuff I read. You know what I'm saying? But it got some truth to it. But there's a lot of history to be read and found out like that. You know what I'm saying? But again, brothers and sisters, we need to come together and stop the madness. Let's be brothers and let's be sisters. It don't matter if we Prince Hall. It don't matter if you Prince Hall origin. It does not matter if you I, F, and A, M, and M, international, that international thing, modern free. Come on, people, let's stop this. Scott is right. Let's stop. Let's come together, be one, and let's stop this. Hit me up on the channel. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let's talk. Next time I come back on here, I'm gonna send some links out. We can chat with me. Let's talk. Let's chop it up. That's what I got it for. Let's chop it up. Jurisdictional problem. Let's talk. Let's keep it respectful. Let's keep it decent. Let's keep it. We don't want to. We don't want to talk grand lives. We don't want to be like, okay, I don't need to know your secrets, or no, I'm not gonna try to give you mine. Let's keep it on the level. Let's stay on the level, and let's just chop it up about what's going on and how we finna and what should we be doing as brothers, even though we're from different jurisdictions. Okay, we don't want to talk ritualistic work. We're not gonna do that. We're not doing that. Okay, let's just chat it out. Let's chat. Let's Chop it up. Leave a comment and subscribe. It don't push you nothing. The it don't cost you nothing but to press that button, bruh. Like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell when I make another post. Y'all can come on board, shout it out. But see, if you come on here, please let's keep it respectful. Let's keep it brotherly love. Let's keep it 100. Okay. We don't need no temperature changes up in here. I'm not here to promote that. I will not tolerate that. So if your intent to come on my posts, my podcast, and cause confusion in our craft in this podcast right here, I will have to let you go. So we don't want to do it. I don't want to see. I don't want to have that podcast. If you're gonna be real. But we don't want to be too hot. We don't want to be too real. I just want to be speak your truth. Peace. Hear this a little bit. Talking square biz, okay? Talk love. That's what brotherly love. Yeah, there you go. See, square biz, huh? Gotta go square biz. Talking love. That is square biz, y'all. Square.